Good day to IMPAC 2025. I'm Ling from UiTM. I'll be presenting assessing the role of visualization techniques in enhancing musical performance confidence for voice major students in UiTM Shah. First of all, I want to bring your attention to our key idea, which is confidence is crucial to musical performance success. Our first point is confidence fundamentally influences musical performance success, impacting technical precision and audience connection. Secondly, the anxiety paradox. Many technically proficient singers struggle with performance anxiety. Next, we look at manifestations of anxiety. Physiologically, it expresses as excessive perspirations and rapid heartbeat. As for psychologically, it reflects as memory lapse and emotional distress. Last, we look at vocalist's unique challenge. The voice, as we know, is an internal instrument and is highly sensitive to emotional states, making vocalists particularly vulnerable to anxiety. Let me introduce to you visualizations, a mental rehearsal tools. Visualizations is a process of mentally creating image of desired program outcome, performance outcome. The mechanism-wise, link bodily sensations with musical interpretations, creating an psychologically blueprint that mirrors physical execution. The potential benefits are greater relaxation, enhanced self-assurance, improved consistency. We also have evidence from other fields, for example, from the sports. It helps to enhance focus and reduce anxiety. As in the field of public speaking, it fosters calmness and clarity while they are speaking. And while in music, it helps to anticipate challenges and prepare solutions before performing. The outcome are pretty positive and is heightened confidence, reduced fear, improved delivery standard. Addressing the contextual gap. There's strong evidence exists from sports and Western music studies. However, there is absence of context-specific studies addressing visualization's effectiveness among the UiTM vocal majors, and it is indeed up-to-date limited explorations in Malaysia or Southeast Asia. Next, we come into research aim. Our purpose of the study is to explore the impact of visualizations on performance confidence among UiTM students in Shalan, vocal students particularly, and contributing to the culturally relevant pedagogical approach. Our objective is to assess existing literature on visualizations and performance confidence, and to identify effectiveness visualization strategies for singers, to evaluate the impact of visualizations through participants' feedback. Last but not least, to propose pedagogical approaches integrating mental rehearsal into vocal training. We come to literature review, and the first one is about the criticality of anxiety for singers. As per mentioned before, singers is a very unique type of musicians because the instruments lies within their body and highly responsive to psychological states. As a consequence, without psychological balance, singers may risk losing vocal stability and emotional expressions on stage. There is a very obvious historical precedent, although not vocalist, but its loss of confidence can halt artistic progress, as seen in Rachmaninoff's creative paralysis. Psychological readiness. Singers need for the resilience and confidence along the technique while performance and to ensure the quality of the performance. Next, we look into the mechanism of performance disruption. A psychological mechanism would be anxiety disruptions memory and attention through distractions and explicit monitoring, often leading to performance choking, while the vocal manifestations reflects to be rapid breathing, dry mouth, and interruption thought process. The outcome. All of these symptoms actually compromise the technical delivery of the vocalist, and lack of coping strategies leads to worsened outcome, reinforcing the cycle of anxiety. Next, we look at the visualizations as an intervention and coping strategy. We look at the definitions. Visualizations, or known as mental imagery, allows performers to mentally rehearse the desired outcome before physical execution on stage. The mechanism of action is to activate neural pathways similar to physical practice and to strengthen mental readiness. And in the vocal applications, singers would imagine the full sensory experience, for example, stage lights, audience reaction, feeling the breathing before the first note. And its proven benefits, for example, in enhancing the focus, reduce nervousness, and promote confidence delivery. We also have cross-domain supports. As we mentioned just now, the studies in sports and public speaking confirms its effectiveness in building resilience under pressure. We also have literature review on effective visualization strategy. According to Rowland, the identified strategies inclusive of positive self-talk, imagery, mental rehearsal, and outcome simulations. While focusing on positive imagery, it helps the singer replace self-doubt with affirming thoughts and reinforcing emotional stability and stage presence. The long-term integrations would help the consistent applications integrates the mental and physical, improving the posture, breath control, and vocal projection. Last but not least, for literature review is the unresolved challenge. First one, inconsistent application. Students report varied understanding on the visualization techniques and it's difficult in integrating it into daily routine. Most evidences are collected in the Western context, neglecting cultural and pedagogical differences. And the critical gap is really the absence of structured training program for visualization technique, and the limited research is available up to date in Southeast Asia and particularly in Malaysia. Now we come into the methodology. This research applies qualitative and quantitative methods. Qualitative is the research about in-depth explorations of participants' subjective experience, while quantitative is collecting measurable patterns in self-reported confidence changes. We use purposive sampling. As far as now, we have 13 voice major students from UiTM Shah. And our participating criteria are both users and non-users are welcome. The purpose is for comparative analysis. Our data collections instruments for quantitative studies are Likert scale, is to measure confidence level, and we have qualitative collecting methods is for open-end questions, is to collect the personal experience and challenges. We also collect demographic data, for example, age, study of years in vocal, as well as the research on awareness and understanding of visualization techniques. We also look into frequencies and type of visualizations techniques used by the students. Self-reported impact on confidence and anxiety pre and post performance is also looking into. The qualitative data are collected based on thematic analysis and is to identify recurring patterns. As for quantitative, is to summarize descriptive statistics. The strength of mixed method is to ensure finding address both the practical implementations and the psychological effects of visualizations in the vocal training context. The trustworthiness is ensured throughout. Researchers' reflexivity, careful code comparison, and the use of direct participants' quotations to support the theme. Now we look at the findings and the discussions. We have 13 respondents, which are the vocal major students at UiTM Shah. And the respondents' age are as below. So the age majority are from 20 to 23. So this is the chart that you can see. And gender-wise, we have majority female with 76.9% of female and 23.1% of male in our respondents. How many years they've been studying music? It's reported that some of them has longer time and some of them have a lesser time, but there's no normal distributions over here. And genre as a reference, so they perform in various genres, so they do have experience in performance in ballad, classical, pop, and so on. The usage of visualization technique. Have you used the visualization technique? And we have 92.3% of them, which is 12 out of 13 use visualization technique. And we have one respondent only did not use the technique before. So we will first look at the non-users. We put some questions for the non-users. In this case, only one respondent responds to this one. So awareness of visualizations, maybe. Belief of whether it's useful or not, it appears to be neutral. Later, we will show you also some graph and so on. And the reason of not using it is because lack of knowledge. And interest in trying it, the respondent says likely. And let's look at that. So that one particular respondent says yes, no, he or she is neutral about the awareness. So there is some ambiguity in understanding what is a visualization techniques, and the benefit-wise, this particular one respondent appears to be neutral, and he or she likely to try in the short future if there is a guidance provided. The reason being lack of knowledge about what really is a visualization techniques. And how confident this particular non-user feels when he's performing on stage. Our scale is based on 10. So without using it, what he or she feeling is around 4. Now for the users wise, we have 12 respondents to report on these frequencies and techniques. So a lot of them use weekly, 41.7%, and there are some of them use monthly and there are some use daily, and only 8.3% use it rarely, but they have been experienced before. Which kind of visualizations techniques are usually applied? So we look at the most frequent usage is on positive self-talk, followed by imagery, and next performance outcome, and mental rehearsal to come by 5%. How confident are the 12 respondents feel when they not using visualization techniques? Generally, it's under 7, and one of them report to be like very lack of, two of them report to be very lack of confidence if they don't use visualization techniques. The impact. How confident are the 12 respondents after using visualization techniques? It goes above 5 to 9. So if you compare this graph and this graph, that is obviously a positive impact on using of the visualization techniques. And to 12 of them, 41.7% believe that the visualization techniques have improved their overall performance, and 41.7% strongly agree, and 16.7% of them feel neutral. So generally is a positive outcome based on the research. As for this one, internal focus method is like mental rehearsal in an imaginary of audience were seen as most effective compared to the external cues. How about the emotional impact here? The visualizations not only build confidence but also help vocalists to feel calm and centered during the live performance. As see that the report of reduced red color is to 83.3% and more focused as the red color zone for 83.3%. Ease of incorporations and recommendation. While most found visualization helpful, many found it only moderate easy to use and to include in your practice. It shows room for a better guidance in the future. Now we come to our summary. Visualization boosts confidence and reduces anxiety. 92% of the students use visualizations, and positive self-talk and mental imagery are most popular. Strong interest of using visualizations are amongst all the respondents. This is the summary of our qualitative theme. Confidence building. Singers felt more assured in performance. Secondly, we look at anxiety management. Visualizations reduce physical and emotional tension. Last but not least, practical challenges. Difficulties in integrating visualizations into regular routine is found. Visualization activates similar pathway as real practice. It helps with anxiety control and emotional stability. Some students still need guidance of how to use a visualization technique, but overall, visualizations is effective for enhancing stage presence. Here comes to our recommendations. Integrate visualizations into vocal chorus to most of the university chorus is needed. For the familiar of the usage, it's best to offer guided resource, for example, scripts and recordings. And one are encouraged to run awareness workshops of how to use visualization techniques. And it is possible for the future reference as to combine with other techniques, for example, CBT and self-talk. We encourage further research across different genres, as well as towards the jazz or towards the pop genre. As this focus, most of our students are classically trained in UiTM. Thank you for listening for my presentation.